Wow. The rockets are already flying, folks. What the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in Total War Warhammer, and I have a gigantic horde of undead, and I do mean gigantic, heading towards an alliance of humans over here. Otherwise known as food or meat at this point. So yeah, this is going to be a huge funds 3v3. Even before the fighting starts, I'm under 60 frames a second on a computer that can run a 1v1 at about 130, so you know it's going to be good. All kinds of good. I really want to get a G-Sync monitor so I can actually take advantage. Well, I mean, I say G-Sync. G-Sync can be great, but even a monitor that has a better refresh rate, holy crap, those prices. I need to just suck it up and do it. How many of you would actually watch videos in Ultra HD if I started recording in, like, say, 2K? I was thinking about getting the 2K monitor and uploading in 2K now that my internet speed's better. Wow, look at all these Blood Knights. 4 Blood Knights and 2 White Kings coming up on this flank. These ones have some pretty serious chevronage going on. This must have been like an unlimited funds battle or something. Oh, good grief. I believe that was 2 Luminarchs. Yeah, 2 Luminarchs firing away here. Comes a Demigryph Knight. Coming to try and hold up the vampires a little. Wow, Nagash, let's see. Oh, wow, these flyers. There's 3 Terrorgeist and a bunch of Vargeist flipping around over here with the Red Duke on a dragon. Woo, that's going to get ugly. Manfred's in the background. So here comes the initial class of the undead versus the living. Oh, yeah. This is going to be one big nasty fight. Here comes the vampire flyers. Looks like Karl Franz here on Deathclaw, engaging a Terrorgeist. Karl wasn't doing all that good in that fight, to be honest. Steam tanks were around, though, so let's see how this goes. Wow. So many units. There's a bunch of Vargeist heading in, and the unit settings are large, too, so there's like a ton of units in each, or a ton of unit models in each one, too, so this is going to tax out my computer pretty hardcore, but it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. Look at that steam tank in here ramming the Mortis engine. Claw of Nagash over here. The lines still haven't quite clashed over here, but here comes some Cryptors. Let's watch that. The Cryptors charging into the gunfire. Gonna collapse into the lines. Oh yeah. Sweet Cryptor action. Let's see what's going on over here. Bunch of Blood Knights wrecking into... Oh wow, that is so many Demigryph Knights with halberds. And they are absolutely mopping the floor. There's more Blood Knights out here that look like they've gotten forgotten. So that's not good for the vampires. Now the vampires looking very good over here on their left. And on the right-hand side, not so much. And the rockets are just pouring into this fight. Hellstorm rocket batteries doing some pretty significant damage. Oh, Karl. Karl! That was a nice shot, though, from the Luminarch back here. Did a ton of damage. But Karl he's done for. He's gonna succumb to these flyers. There's one unit up there helping him out, but that is clearly not going to be enough. He did get away. He's going to be able to run. Might come back. The vampires are pushing pretty hard up this left flank, or their left flank. And there's a few units holding out, but it's going to be pretty rough. But the Empire could consolidate a bunch of its forces here, and then the vampires right here on the right-hand side, they are kind of taking a beating. Those rockets would do well to target this blob right here. I think they could do some pretty significant damage, and the Empire's over here just shrekking the Blood Knights, but those units are pretty badly needed back here. Yeah, the rockets are targeting, like I said, but I really feel like this is the target for the rockets. That's going to be where they do the most damage. Look at that Celestial Wizard dropping a Thunderbolt there. A Celestial Wizard of all things, too. That's kind of odd. A Breath spell just came up, but to no avail. And the vampires are rolling through this flank. There are some Demigryph Knights hold out over here, but they're going to get overrun. Steam tanks getting overrun over here, too. It's just outnumbered too greatly, and then there's still vampire leaders back here and a whole horde of Blood Knights held in reserve. It says the match is pretty even here, but I don't know, man. It looks pretty decent for the vampires. Terrorgeist dropping down into combat. Let's take a look at some of this up close here. See the Terrorgeist and the Cryptors fighting away. Hellstorm rocket batteries trying to fire. Look at these Vargeist flying with that dragon. That's a pretty terrifying sight. Steam tank's gonna just eat it here. Yeah, steam tank's not gonna like that. Dim rockets. Looks so good. Mortis engines being left alive too is gonna be very bad news. That steam tank is tanking that out a lot better than I thought. Karl Franz came back and apparently got some healing or something. Or maybe it's a different Karl Franz. I bet it's a different one because he was getting chased off the edge of the map. I don't know how he would have ever made it back. Some Empire units coming back, and they're getting some nice shots here on this Terrorgeist. There's some great swords headed that way. Are these Free Company? No, they're handgunners. So it is armor piercing, and there's some Demigryph Knights headed that way. If they can catch the Terrorgeist on the ground, that would be huge. Because they should damage it pretty badly. So that'll be good. Good for the Empire, not so good for the Vampires. So the fight continues. 2 Luminarchs over here. Yeah, they still got quite a bit of ammo, but if they get pinned down... Ooh, look at all these Blood Knights coming in. That's the kind of thing that would be concerning. These Demigryph Knights are going to definitely be needed to help tear down some of these Blood Knights. There's about to be one giant cavalry charge here from the Vampires. Luminarchs are going to be in very grave danger here. Those great swords back there just got plowed by a Crypt Horror and the Blood Knight. Like I said, there are Demigryph Knights in the vicinity, but it looks like they're trying to defend the artillery. The artillery is going to get toasted by this Blood Knight here. There's another Karl Franz back there, so was that 3 Karl Franz? Could have been. Look at all the Vampires just rolling through this flank here. So that is going to come back to haunt, pun intended, the Empire. Bad pun intended. Yeah, the Blood Knights are getting chased out by some Demigryph Knights. I think Blood Knights perform pretty well versus Demigryph Knights, but not in this case, obviously, because the Blood Knights are pretty badly damaged. The White King's going to take a charge from a Empire Captain. Karl's got the support of a Celestial Wizard. Again, the Celestial Wizard, that's an odd choice. Terrorgeist should go down right here. Vladdy Daddy von Karstein down here, and these Blood Knights are coming back for seconds. And these Demigryph Knights get caught on the paw. I was about to say the hoof, but it's not exactly a hoof. So here's an epic cavalry clash, but this should go in favor of the Blood Knights, especially since the Demigryph Knights didn't get the charge. But I think Blood Knights win regardless. Could be wrong. Ooh, that Hellblaster volley gun, though, did some fantastic damage right there. Hellblaster guns are extremely good if you can keep them safe, which typically you can't. So that's why you don't see a whole heck of a lot of them. It looks like the Vampires are about to just have a feast here with what's left of the Empire. That'd be my guess, but dude, what about this big epic battle? How cool is this? If this didn't lag like crazy, I would die of shock. Because even not being online right now, my computer's struggling to get like 20 frames in certain areas. Comes the Terrorgeist. Those Luminarchs are still firing. They really need to be picking off the Terrorgeist, but I'm surprised they haven't gotten swamped by some of these Vargeist or other units that could pretty easily destroy them. And this Hellblaster should be able to really do a lot of damage to these Blood Knights, now at the risk of killing their own Demigryphs, obviously, but... Ooh, here comes the Vargeist. So yeah, the Hellblaster volley gun is finished. The Devils of Schwarzhofen, their giant yellow mohawks coming in there. I think, yeah, there was a Devils of Schwarzhofen there. So yeah, the Empire is going to get overwhelmed. Other than a couple of stanks, there's really not much remaining over here. Crypt Horrors do armor piercing. Can you poison a tank? I'll bet you can. Seems like kind of a weird deal, but I bet you can. Yeah, all the armor piercing and all the other damage here, this steam tank's going to get completely overwhelmed. I'm not sure if I like the pick of a steam tank versus Vampires. Mainly because it can't terrorize units. And I just don't... I see the steam tanks being much more useful versus a faction that you can terrorize or shoot at, like... I mean, you could shoot at cavalry with the steam tank, and it's pretty useful, but the Vampires can also just heal. And not only heal, they can resurrect. And that's what makes the Vampires' healing that much more deadly. They can resurrect. Ooh, that dragon just charges in and drops the stank. This one steam tank over here, we'll watch it kind of continue the fight. This is one. Look at the carnage across the battlefield in the background. How beautiful is that? Look at it. Just the remnants of all this massive fight. Steam tanks getting pushed around. Look at the carnage off there in the background too. This was a fun battle. I enjoyed it. Those terror guys though. Look at the Cairn Wraiths flying around. Goodbye frame rates. With both Claws of Nagash and all the explosions and everything, we got all the way down to 15 there at the end. I don't know, it's this close victory, but that was looking pretty decisive to me. If that wasn't a decisive victory, I don't know what is. Alright, we can't see all the different players. Obviously, I'm pretty sure, surely that's got to get fixed in the next patch. But appreciate that being sent in. That was a lot of fun to watch. And hope you all enjoyed it too. Hey, I have to say a big thanks. I passed 200,000 subscribers today. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I hope the journey doesn't end there either. If you enjoyed the videos, it always helps me if you want to subscribe. Of course, you know, you don't have to. I'm not forcing you all, but it's definitely appreciated and helps me grow. And it's a big way that you can support me if that's what you want to do. But just appreciate you being here watching the videos. I hope you enjoy it. That's the most important part of me doing this, is that you all enjoy it. So tell me what you think. That was quite the battle, I thought. HeirofCarthage signing off for now. I'll see you next time.